Look loud. Before we get into the review of the game, just a heads up, as we get ready for the new update that's going to bring some new stuff, they're sending you the 500 Essence Stones every day in your email. Make sure you're using them. They're only limited by time, meaning that once the event goes live, as far as the new hunters that we get, you won't have those. So you should be using these. Just get in the habit daily of just using them to buy draw tickets, not the black draw tickets, not these, the ones that have the rainbow color. That's what you want to use. Now, whether or not you want to pull for the banner or you want to wait, because right now the banner is Reed and Gina, or you want to wait until the new heroes or hunters, however you want to call them, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting. Also want to go ahead and give you the codes. So these are the codes. Other than some creator codes, go check out those other creators. We do not have one, but here's the codes. Make sure you have that typed into your account so you can get the loot. With that being said, I'll just put up my resume up here as a new player. So here's the information there. Now, as far as this game goes, I've logged over 40 days in solo leveling Arise, and I haven't spent a single dollar. Now, if you're wondering about jumping in this free-to-play gacha game, and maybe you're wondering when the fun turns into gambling, well, let's talk. Before we get into that, I do want to let some footage play in the background, so I'm going to jump into one of the mini modes that this game has, and let's just see how it goes. Let's see, grab some tickets there. Okay, 100% there. What do I want to do on this one? Let's join in this one. Let's see if there's anybody here. There's some online stuff that's going on, some matchmaking. But anywho, sorry not to be rude. Hi, I'm the Dad Panther, variety streamer, content creator, master of none. This is another episode from the Creators Collective. If you enjoy honest reviews from a casual player balancing real life, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let's get into it. Now today, again, we're talking about solo leveling Arise, not the Overdrive game. This is a free-to-play mobile and PC gacha game. I've played a lot since, I want to say, the week of Thanksgiving. I've also stepped away, after the new year, getting kind of close to it. Playing another game called Cookie Run Kingdom. I might come back and talk about that one, but this is going to be a fun review, also a real one, because gacha games come with some real risk. Now, a quick note on gacha and gambling. Before anything else, this is just a disclaimer. It's a gambling style game. So if you don't want to use money, understand the system is designed to push you financially, emotionally. If you struggle with impulse spending, frustration of pulls, chasing luck, be cautious. No game is worth the stress, debt, or regret. All right, let's get into it. Here are the 3 things I don't like, or could be improved on. Lower tier characters and the weapons that just don't matter. It's probably my biggest issue. In this game, lower tier hunters and weapons fall off hard. They are really non-existent unless you're a new player who doesn't do their homework. They don't check what the meta is. They don't check what the system is. I never put any resources into those hunters because I knew before I started playing what the metas were. So if you invest resources in them early, and a lot of times you will, you're going to realize that you waste it later on. They don't feel meaningful. They don't scale to your power unless you refund or put money into them. But other than that, you're just boosting your team status. Now, there's no real refund system for it. It's not really needed. It's just, I wish they were more impactful. Now, that makes the progression harder. And I feel like it punishes new players for simply just learning the game. In a game that's young, it hurts, but the devs, they've been in other games and they know what they're doing. And so I expected better from this area. Now, the second thing, this game can feel overwhelming and distracting. Yes, there's a checklist, there's dailies, there are somewhat systems that guide you, but the game constantly pulls you into other modes, pop-ups, and events. It's not very clean. It's not like, hey, do your dailies, move on. Like if you're able to say, hey, dailies, and you go in and it just pushes you towards the next event and you just keep doing the events, then that would kind of work, but it doesn't. Something's going to make you sidetrack and you're going to end up spending some time and then realize you've missed some things on your daily before the daily reset. The third thing, story progression feels rushed. Now, don't get me wrong, I know they're coming out with more things for the story. You've got the different seasons of the anime. You have more in this than actually what's come out. in anime, give or take what you're reading. I don't know what it's called respectfully in Korean, but you have the reverse and the hard modes. And I feel like from games like this, they're showing up much too early. I feel like if the story was already finished and flushed, we would have been it would have been spaced out more. Early SR hunters would have felt more important longer. Instead, power spikes, they come fast, and then suddenly parts of your roster feels irrelevant. And that hurts the attachment, especially in a game like this, based on a story that people seem to love and enjoy. Like, again, not taking away from anything, but it would have been really cool to have those SR lower rank hunters where you maxed out their gear, you understood putting on artifacts and kind of getting your character right with some balancing stones, and then something shifts in the story where you understand why they're not important, but you didn't waste the resources in it. And then now you're open to this world of SSR hunters and gear and weapons for your main character that just blows your mind. Now, here's 3 things I liked in my time with this game: the story, the art, the presentation. This game looks good. The artwork is strong. The character designs are great. And even though the voice acting isn't on par with some other RPG games or gacha games, I'm thinking right now like Isha Impact, I'm thinking Cookie Run Kingdom, even I would say Clash of Clans. There are moments where genuinely it feels like I'm watching the anime. I'm inside of it. So the foundation is solid. And I know this team can do it because of Marvel Future Fight. Now, have I spent money? No. Have I progressed in this game just fine? Oh, hell yeah. I have. Yes, paying will speed things up. Yes, wells exist. Let's go ahead and give praise to this hunter that helped out on this mission. But if you plan smart, you research your hunters and how you want to play, you invest carefully, I don't think you get hit hard and have to jump into a paywall. That just makes sense. I did see people on blogs say, man, I'm stuck at level 70 and I haven't hit power level of this. I haven't reached, I think, only one moment in this game where I ran into a problem and I just immediately was like, oh, well, let me go back and take a step and look at my gear, and I upgraded my gear or my shadow team. But for the most part, it is a truly free-to-play game. You do what you want in this, but the third thing I would say, it mostly respects your time. This is a game that rides the line, but it does respect your time more than some other games that I've played as of late. Now, you can knock out dailies in less than a few hours. You can let missions auto run like I'm letting this. You can let it semi run, or you can do it manually where whether a controller or a keyboard, you press the buttons. Now, I will say I do like the fact that the auto, whether auto gear, auto gems, auto blessing stones, or even auto play, they're not the best situation. The best situation is honestly you watching and playing and making those adjustments. There are many times I have to press the buttons. I've got to take the controls because the auto isn't setting me up to defeat that monster or that boss. So I just feel like you could let things auto run. You could research builds instead of just grinding nonstop. But for a background game or a routine check-in, to me, I feel like it works. Now, my final thoughts on this before we rate this game. One thing that I feel like stood out for me is that you can buy chances, tickets, or boosts, but you can't buy the hunter and max it out early in a way. What I mean by that is, I'm not saying they should, but I'm not saying they shouldn't. I should be able to look at, and yes, there's some hunters that are OP and DPS, and you can never get them because if you missed that time, you missed it, and that happens with games. But if I wanted a certain hero, hunter, how you want to look at it, I should be able to, if I was going to spend money, I should be able to say, hey, look, I want this hunter 100% at this level, and that's it, and give it to me. And that's just what it is. And I feel like this game lets you buy the chance to do it, where it's like, you want her, then spend this money. We're going to give you enough to roll so that you can get this character. And then we'll give you gems and all the other stuff to level up this character. And I just feel like I've seen some other games where they've just blatantly said, you want this, pay for this. And, I'm just maybe having this game on console, but I get it. They have the overdrive and we never know really what's going to happen in the future, but that's it. So my final rating for solo leveling Arise is a 3 out of 5. I feel like it's an average game, which isn't bad. It's a strong start. has great presentation. It is a solid free to play game, but the progression traps, the resource waste, and the gacha pressure, I feel holds it back. The AI, they can clean it up some more. And with this new update, again, they haven't hit year number 2. There's a lot of potential. There's more story coming, more characters, more balance updates, and the community is strong as a mother effer. I've learned so much from blogs and other content creators that will tell you the meta and what you're trying to build for this and how does this game mode works. And like I've said in other videos, before you play games like this, do your homework, watch people play it, have an understanding of what the characters are so that you don't get frustrated. And remember, in a gacha game, power isn't the only skill. It's planning, it's patience, it's luck. Now, if this helped you, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment if you're still playing Solo Leveling Arise, and let me know what game maybe you want me to review next. Or maybe you're kind of stuck in something and you're like, hey, what do you do in this situation? How do you play the game this way? And maybe I'll go ahead and do a video on that. So this has been the Dad Panther, and I'll see you in the next one.